And welcome back to Big Apple Hockey for another episode of The Final Buzzer. I am your host. You know me as Filk, but I am John Fulkowski, my government name. You can follow me on Twitter at 92in82. As you can see as well below, follow us on our Facebook group for updates and posts. I do give notifications as to when I'm going on here on the Facebook group. So that's Facebook /group/ Big Apple Hockey. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated as when I do these. And yeah, I see Jack and Mike in the chat right now. I already got a like. Let's just please remember, like, share, and subscribe. Helps grow the channel. Appreciate everything that we get from you guys. So, but yeah, spirits are high, like you guys are saying. What a great game. Probably one of the best we've seen all season, all around. If Greg, I was about to say, Greg, if you like my face, you must be in a really good mood. So, but Peter Jeter, yeah, big win, bro. Big win. And Matt, what's going on? But yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So let's get right into it. You know where I'm going with this. I don't have to tell you. You all know. So it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's that time again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And as Mark says, please leave a like. We would appreciate that. We will be talking about Mark's boy, Chris Kreider, in a bit. He's going to be on there. So, yeah, we have a lot of good to talk about. There's not really any bad or any ugly tonight. What am I going to say? Hey, John, I see you in there as well. So, but yeah. And Jason, first time I think I'm seeing you in here, Jason. So good to have you. Welcome to the channel. If you've been in the chats before, I haven't seen you, then my apologies. But yeah, James couldn't say this any better, really. The stupid penalties were the only thing you could even say bad about this game. So we got some 5-on-5 scoring, as Sheffer is saying, but we'll go through everything here. So first things first. I got to say it, Alexi Lafreniere had the best game of his career. I just thought he was a difference maker all over, all three zones. The Kreider goal was all Alexi Lafreniere's work. He started that play. He's not going to get a point for that. But that goal doesn't happen without his work. And he got a nice goal himself, going to the big areas or the dirty areas and getting the big goal there with the big deflection. So Alexi Lafreniere looking really, really good. He's looked engaged lately. You know what's funny? I said earlier on in this in this season that Gerard Gallant seemed to have found the right buttons to push with Chris Kreider. And now I'm starting to think that Gerard Gallant has found the right buttons to push with Alexi Lafreniere, because I haven't seen a stretch of this type of play from Alexi Lafreniere at any point in his career prior to this. So if you're going to get this from Lafreniere going forward, this is what you want. This is what you need from him. And it's important that he continues to play like this. Even if he's not getting the points and the goals, they're going to come if he continues to play like this. And that line is going to play better for it. So Alexi Lafreniere, kudos. My hat goes off to Alexi Lafreniere. Just a great, great game from him. Thought that great top line. The top line was great, and that's actually going to lead me into my next point. You know, the top line shines on National Hockey Night, and I thought they were great. I thought all three of them were great. Chris Kreider looked better. Mika Zibanejad having another stellar year, puts up another goal. And again, the play starts with Alexi Lafreniere. He takes the defender wide, and he makes one of the drop passes that you would see him make in junior. That looked like a play that he would make in Rimouski. And if you tell me no, you're a liar, because they were all good. They got a goal and even got a heart there. Yeah, there we go. Let's go. Loving that. But yeah, Jack, Mika, 100 miles an hour on that clock. He really stepped into that one. He looked more like Ovechkin than Ovechkin did tonight. So, yeah, I mean, Mika running up the radar gun, Kreider scoring from his office, Alexi Lafreniere looking like he looked like in Rimouski. That's the type of night you want from your top line. That's how your top line's got to be more nights than not if you want to plan on winning in this league. So, top line brought it. They shined on National Hockey Night. They shut down the Capitals. Yeah, Ovechkin got a cheapie there at the end because they got a little sloppy, but you know what? This was the best defensive effort I've seen from them all year. They shut them down and made them look useless for about 57 minutes, I would say. I mean, aside from the stupid penalties, and Igor was just phenomenal. So we'll talk more about Igor, obviously, because when is he ever not in the good section of things here? So I think there's maybe been one game that I could say all season that he hadn't had a good game in, and I put him in the bad section, not even in the ugly. So, but going to move on from the top line, and we're going to talk a little more about Mika himself. This is his fifth 20-goal season, all 5 of them consecutively. 2018 was his first one. Then there was 2019. He had the 30 goals. 2020, we obviously know about his 5-goal game and the 40-goal season where he led the league in goals per game. And then last year, he had 20 goals again last year and 20 again this year. He's on pace for 30 this year. So, Mr. Fantastic, welcome back. Yeah, definitely. And welcome back, David. Lou, I saw you before on Twitter. So yeah. And you know what's funny, Mike? I'm gonna highlight your comment here, Mike. McKegg actually played a decent game. I don't like McKegg, but he played a decent game. Hunt, you know what? Hunt was there. I don't really care about a Hunt's game tonight. I didn't care for it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It's just there, but he didn't hurt the team. So, but Bailey, yeah, great night. You're right about this, Jack. Mika is just controlling the play. You could see the confidence in him. And you're right. It definitely does rub off on Lafreniere. And we've seen Zibanejad take guys like Kreider aside, talk to Kreider. We've seen him yell at Hedel before. I totally agree with this, Shefra. Barron, we're going to talk about that in a little bit too. So, yeah. But again, another good comment here from Mr. Fantastic. Lafreniere playing on the top line with Zibanejad is some good material. And John, this is actually a good one. I didn't put in my rundown, but no slow start tonight. You're right about this, John. No slow start at all. And they played well. They played real good defensive hockey in the first period. I thought the first period was a pretty evenly played period. They got the goal at the end to go ahead. And yeah, Barron needs to stick. I'm totally with you guys here. You guys are all leaving some real good comments tonight. Keep them coming. We've got almost 30 people in the chat already. So, but all things Rangers. Yeah, apparently all things Rangers. I don't know if that's Anthony or if that's Mark on that right there, because that wasn't me typing that. I could tell you that. Michael, yeah, Barron and Jones need to stay. I thought Jones was good. I thought Jones was good. He had maybe like 1 or 2 giveaways, but you know what? Considering who we would have had in his place, you could have taken those 2 giveaways and you could have multiplied that by about 4, and you would have had the amount of giveaways that Hayek and Nemeth would have had in the game, possibly even more. So I'll take the 2 giveaways for Jones. Yeah, except his giveaways. Yeah, what, 2 giveaways that didn't come back to bite them? I'll take that, as opposed to Nemeth and Hayek, who give away the puck and it ends up in the back of the net all the time. So, yeah, and I agree, David. I agree. I think Jones was good enough. I thought he played well. He moved the puck well. Was it his best game? No. But if this is Jones playing, this is Jones's worst game. then I'm absolutely taking him over Nemeth or Hayek any day of the week, because Nemeth and Hayek, their best games are maybe close to Jones at his worst. So, Bailey, I don't think I would see Brodzinski up. I would rather see Brodzinski over Hunter McKegg, but I don't think that's going to happen, Bailey. So, Pete, yeah, I do agree with this, Pete. Best news to get Jones in there. John, I'm going to bookmark this, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit when we do the Q&A. So I want to get through the good, bad, and ugly part first, but I will definitely answer your question there. Elsie, I'm going to bookmark this one too, and I'll get to you in a little bit as well, because that really we're going to put for the Q&A, but I like that question. So I just wanted to highlight that. And Sheffer, yeah, I like this comment too. Jones and Schneider with the hockey IQ, give them a full season. But you're right. We're going to talk about them in a little bit too. But again, I want to get back to the good, bad, and ugly part so we can get through to your Q&A. Bottom six making a difference. Everybody in the bottom six played well. Even Greg McKegg. You guys know I don't like McKegg, but he played well. You know what? I got to give it to him. Ryan Reeves was really good. Kevin Rooney was really good. Kevin Rooney got beat up blocking some shots too. Got to give a lot of credit to Runes, unsung hero, always in there blocking shots, giving up the body, taking the play, and he gives you some offense here and there. So Goodrow gets a goal on an odd man rush. Awesome to see, because they botched a couple of them. Hockey Lips, this is actually a great comment. Did Tom Wilson play tonight? Yes, he did. He got booed every time he did. But if he didn't get booed, you wouldn't have known it, because he was invisible. Gotta love it. Love Tom Wilson being invisible. To hell with that, man. Jack, you're right, though. Bottom six making a difference. And I agree. I think Barron was great. Barron was great. David, I love this comment because, yeah, the sweet tea had a little bit of sugar in him tonight. You're right about it. Mr. Syntastic, I think this is a good point. I thought the third line was actually really good tonight. I thought Julien Gauthier played great. I think this is one of the better games, aside from like the one dumb penalty he took at the end there. But I thought they were really good. So, and Mike, you're right. Wilson played real small. He absolutely did. Ariana, I'm going to bookmark this one, and I'm going to get back to you during the Q&A time, because I like that comment. But and Wilson being invisible is the Ryan Reeves effect. Dave, you're right about this one, bud. I'm going to address this one right now because it kind of ties into my bullet point here. Ryan Reeves, and I know I've said this before, I'll say it again. He has changed the culture in this team. Changed the culture. Hey, Rick, what's going on, man? Ryan Reeves has changed culture. The locker room is different. The efforts on the ice are different. The physicality is there. I mean, and you're right about this too, Mr. Fantastic. Reeves' presence alone is going to make Wilson accountable. And Wilson ain't going to do shit with Reeves in the lineup because he's scared shitless of him. He's absolutely scared. And Sheffer, yeah, Big Daddy Revo is a big-time room guy. He is. Absolutely is. The players have come out and said it in interviews. They've talked about the impact that he brings to this team. Third in the NHL in hits. I mean, and Mike, this is a great point too. We're better when Barclay Goodrow is playing in the bottom six. It's just what it is. And if I have to take Dryden Hunt playing with Strome and Panarin to have Barclay Goodrow in the bottom six for that bottom six to be better, okay, fine. You know what? If that balances the team, makes the balance better, I'll put up with it. As long as Hunt doesn't drag the other two down, I'll put up with it. And I think all of you guys are probably on the same page, and girls too. Sorry, have to get the girls in here as well. We're all on the same page, I think, with that. And Chris Farley, definitely big statement win tonight. This was a big game, and I think this. I want to address this right now, just because I think that this was a big game for them to win and make the statement that they did, the way that they did against Washington. Just to neutralize Ovechkin, Wilson, Backstrom, Oshie, Kuznetsov, Carlson, Orlov, all those guys that could put up offense and neutralize them for about 57, 58 minutes until it took Ovechkin to get that final goal there with like a minute and change or whatever it was left. You know what? That's a big win because this team has gotten some wins over some bad teams, and then they've had some trouble with some better teams. But you know what? This was a big win to play Washington and get the big 2 points against them in the way that they did. Yeah, and I couldn't have said this any better, Pete. Couldn't have said this any better. After the ass whipping they took on the opening night, this was a bittersweet win. So, yeah, and to get back to my point about the bottom six, this is another point, Dave. Another good one. I mean, when Lafreniere is going and fighting people, he's done that in junior, though. I've seen him fight in juniors. He's got an edge to him. But it seems like Revo is bringing that out of him because you didn't see that at all last year. So, I mean, good to see the effect that Reeves has had on this team. I love it. So, bottom six making a difference. The all-rookie pairing, they shine again. Jones and Schneider, because, yeah, Nemeth who? Who is that? I don't know who that is. I don't know a Patrick Nemeth. So, and we're going to highlight this one from Mark. Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate all the likes. Please do. I will gladly take any likes that I can get because beggars can't be choosers. But, yes, definitely, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell everybody about us. We're going to be handing out more business cards at games and other events that we do. Definitely want to try to schedule a meetup before the end of the season. I will be talking to Mark and Anthony about that. So this way we can get that going. Hopefully maybe we could do something at Boss Croakers or somewhere else. Something that would be, good to get everybody together and see some faces in person and have a few beers and some food together. Revo showed Kravtsov how to fight. That's another thing. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But the all-rookie pairing was just great. I loved what I saw from that all-rookie pairing again. Yes, I know, LZ. Jones had the 2 giveaways. Yes, I know. You're going to harp on that. But Jones played a good game otherwise. Schneider even had one play where he actually almost let Ovechkin break in. So, yeah, Schneider made the first defensive miscue that I can think of him making during all of his time up here so far. So, Braden Schneider shows that he's human for a rookie. I mean, it's good that he made a mistake. So, yeah, you know what, LZ, I'm with you. I'm with you, but I still think he played a good game. Was it his best? No, definitely not. Jones has played better. So has Schneider. But I think they were both still very good. So, and you know what? Against a team like Washington, they're going to have more trouble because Washington can roll 3 lines even without their guys out. So, you know what? I'll take what they did tonight against Washington. If those two can play like this against Washington, I have a lot of confidence, faith, and trust in those two to play well against the other competitors and contenders in the conference and all throughout the NHL. So please let these two play together, Turk. Please don't put Nemeth back in the lineup. For our sake, please don't. So, and Mike, I'm with you here. I'll take the kids getting better rather than a dumpster fire in Nemeth. And yeah, Rick, it's growing pains. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And Lou, it's a good point, but I mean, he plays well when he does. Jones playing, that is, Lou. So, but yeah, big blue shirts. This is a good comment. I'm going to put this in bookmarks. We're going to talk about that in the Q&A because you got some. I got a few more good bullet points to go over. Actually, yeah, probably about 5 of them. So, Keandre Miller was rock solid on defense tonight. You guys all know how hard I have been on Keandre Miller all season. But Keandre Miller played probably the best defensive effort I think I've seen from him his entire career in this game. He was phenomenal on defense. He made several plays, stepping up. He played the body. He wasn't waving at players. On the Barclay Goodrow goal, he actually steps up on Ovechkin to start that play. And then Reeves comes along and then makes a hit, and then the puck gets advanced. Keandre Miller made I'm not even going to acknowledge that. Not even going to acknowledge that. Yes, Kravtsov can make this team. I love how we have the Big Apple Hockey channel commenting, so I love that. But yeah, Miller, not only did he break up a 2-on-1 in the first, he went and then followed the puck carrier into the neutral zone, poked that, and actually advanced that for a chance ahead. So, I mean, if Keandre is going to continue to play like that, yeah, this team's going to be so much better off for it. Hey, Diane. What's going on, Dave Olson? I think this is the first time I think I'm seeing you in here. But if you've been in here before, my apologies. But again, welcome to the channel. Mr. Fantastic, yeah, this is a good one. I'm going to bookmark that. And Big Blue shirts again. Yeah, Pittsburgh losing is just even better. It makes it so much better to see Pittsburgh lose. That's now a 6-point lead with 2 games in hand over Pittsburgh. That's great. And you know what, Mike? This actually could be a good point here. I mean, maybe him scoring and playing well on offense can lead to some confidence on D. He just needs to continue to play the body and not wave at the puck as much. And just don't let the guys get behind you either. It's small things, but you got to have them ingrained into your head. So, no, there is no ugly, Rick. No ugly tonight. And as Mark will remind us, remind you guys, just remember to like, share, and subscribe if you can. We would all appreciate that here. 42 viewers in chat so far. Right now, I'm loving this. Keep them coming. We want to see more people in here. Would love to have more eyes on us. So helps grow the channel here. Big blue shirts. I'm going to highlight that one with your comment about Schneider because I absolutely agree with it. But you have a good night, Elsie. I you know what, Elsie, while you're here, I'll put up your question. So, do I think Fox, Panarin, and Jones look awkward tonight? Maybe lingering injury? No, you know what? I think Panarin looked good. I think he just didn't get the chances that he wanted. And I think Fox has been a little wonky lately. I want more from Adam Fox. Not that he played bad, but not the elite Adam Fox that we're used to. Jones, I've already addressed Jones. We've already talked about that, so I'm not going to go over. But Fox, I want more from. And Panarin, I think, played good, but he wasn't as good as he was the last game. And it's kind of hard because when you have 2 points in a 2-goal game, you know, you come off. That's a dominant game. So, I mean, Panarin's not going to do that every night. It's fine, you know. So I figured I'd answer that while you were still here, Elsie. But yeah, it will be a tough game against Pittsburgh, Big Blue. You're right about that. Greg, I'm going to highlight your comment here and bookmark that. So this way we can talk about that in the Q&A. Big Blue, I'm going to highlight your comment about the third line in there because I think that was a good one. Dominic, thank you for coming on. I can't believe it's 4 a.m. where you are. Have a good night. We'll see you around again soon, hopefully. But, yeah. So, yeah, Dave, we were there for that one. Oh, that was a bad game. Ugh. So, the offense comes alive after a few games down. We weren't scoring too many goals, but the Rangers come out with 4 in this one. And they were really good, getting them from all over. You know, the first line with 3 goals was just great, but the third line getting a goal, yeah. Oh God, here comes Mark with the dad jokes. Ay, cringe. I think there needs to be like a cringe sound effect, or like me saying cringe needs to be like as a clip of some sort for when Mark says something like that, because because that was cringe. But yeah, Dave, I will make tons of wrestling references. New Japan fan, big New Japan fan. So I definitely love to watch wrestling, and at some point we're going to be coming out with a wrestling channel. It's in production. I know I've been talking about it for a while, but there's a lot of work that I want to put into it. And with my schedule changing around, I haven't exactly had the time to really put something together for it. So we will get one. I'm looking also at other things involved with it, but yes, I do think I do know that there will be a wrestling channel on here at some point. So a part of our conglomerate, I should say, if you will. But Ariana, I love this comment that you just made about the 5-on-5 play. I'm going to bookmark that. Want to get back to the bullet points. One of the best defensive efforts all year. Yeah, I loved what I saw from this team up and down the lineup defensively. They shut down Washington. They made Washington look like they did not belong on the ice with them. And a big part of that is obviously Igor. But I don't think Igor had to be elite, even though he was when he was tested. And he should have gotten the shutout because they got sloppy at the very end there. But you know what? They were great. They made Igor's life a little easier tonight. And Igor didn't have to go crazy to get the win. He didn't have to go crazy, but he was still good when he was tested. Very good. So one of the best defensive efforts all year. Kreider, Lafreniere, Zibanejad were all great defensively. Barclay Goodrow was great defensively. Kevin Rooney, Julian Gauthier made some good plays. Even Greg McKegg made good defensive plays. Ryan Reeves. I don't think, I mean, the only guys that I would say that really weren't like great defensive players tonight, I'd say would Dryden Hunt and Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome just took a little too many dumb penalties. So, but yeah, it was just a really, yeah, Diane, yeah. I definitely agree with this about how ESPN jinxed Igor. So, and MJF, yes, Mike, he is from Plainview. He, I believe he lives in Massapequa now, but he is from Plainview. Went to Plainview High School. So, but and yeah, the promo Shefra with MJF and Punk, that's just an incredible angle. That's one of the best angles going in wrestling right now, that feud. So, but I'm gonna get back to hockey here. I don't want to get too much into wrestling because we're just got some other things, and just one of those little just as a joke type bullet point, the nah hey goodbye chants with just under 7 minutes left in the game. Chef's kiss. That's all I got to say about that, because I love any time where we can do that to the Washington Capitals, because the Washington Capitals can suck it, like Degeneration X says. So, Bill, how you been, man? I'm good. Yeah, definitely been a minute. I haven't been doing these as frequently, but I've been doing them a little bit more lately. Going to try to do more of them. I'm going to have a work schedule change. But yeah, 46 viewers in here right now. That's a new high for this. So thank you all. I appreciate that. Keep it coming. Please keep coming in the chats. We're down 43 now, but the viewer count was up to 46 there for a second. So yeah, David, I'm with you there. Yeah, just a meaningless stat pad or goal. Ugh, so annoying. But my last bullet point, Igor almost gets the shutout, elite again. I mean, what else is there to say about Igor Shesterkin? What else is there to say? I mean, he's just, if he's not a clear front runner for the Hart, then I don't know how the voting works, because he is playing near Dominic Hasek level of elite goaltending. Like Dominic Hasek in 97 and 98, when he won the Hart and the Vezina in those 2 years, this is the type of goaltending that the Rangers are getting right now from Igor Shesterkin. And the difference is that Dominik Hasek did not have the offensive support that Igor Shesterkin has right now. I mean, yeah, how is he not going to gush over Igor, Mike? This is next level goaltending. He's got like a .940 save percentage right now. Yes, Mr. Fantastic. Yes, that's insane. The numbers are nuts. His goals saved above expected is through the friggin' roof. He is above 2012 Hank territory. Not only could Igor win the Vezina, but Igor could win the Hart. He's got to be a Hart finalist right now, Mark. What's going on, Dylan? What's going on, Chris G? We're talking about some Igor talk here, some goaltending. Tomas brings up the stats. You know what? We're bringing up the stats right now. We're going to go. All right, so Hockey Reference is going to give us before tonight's game. So let's see what he did. All right, so before tonight's game, he had a save percentage of .939, which was leading the NHL, and a goals against of .201, and both of those have to be higher after this game. So let's just say it's about a .940 and probably like a .195 goals against, something like that. You gotta be kidding me, man. Yeah, Music's. I get that. It's a great power play. They have so many options. I usually talk about them a lot too, but the Rangers have a very good penalty kill, and they were great on it tonight. You're right about that. I didn't even bring that up. They were perfect on the PK against a real good Capitals unit. So, okay, so it's a .198 goals against and a .240 save percentage after tonight. I can't find the up to the second stats. I'm sorry, guys. So, my apologies on that. But if Tomas is correct, and it's a .198 goals against and a .940 save percentage, that .940 save percentage is hands down leading the league. And the .198 goals against, that's either got to be maybe third at worst, if not second, if not first. So, I don't think any Islander fans think Sorokin is better right now. If they do, they are delusional. There's no way who the hell is going to argue that somebody is better than Igor Shesterkin right now? The guy is he's a Hart front runner right now. Oh man. Yeah. And Mark's right. If you take away the Calgary game, games, I should say, because they were two, actually. You're right about that, Mark. The numbers are better. And Dave, yeah, he does. And Mr. Fantastic, you're right. Goaltending, penalty killing, and power play are three key elements of the playoffs. The Rangers had two of those in the Henrik Lundqvist runs. They didn't have the power play. They have all three of them this time around. Pete, I don't know when this was, but I don't think Anthony's going to be saying anything like that anytime right now, because the Islanders definitely have their work cut out for them. They probably will be a better team next year, but I'm not going to continue to talk about them anyway. So let's get into some of these bookmark comments. So from John Bobbio. John, hope you're still in here. Who do I think the Rangers will get at the deadline? You know what? A lot of things are going up and down. I think they'll make a deal for a player with term. I'm hoping it's not JT Miller. I want to stay away from him. I would love Jared McCann. I would love nothing more than him. I just don't think Seattle moves him though at this point. I would have loved Pavelski, but they're not going to give up big time assets for a rental. And I just don't think that they're going to pay up for somebody like Miller. So maybe a Kalle Jarnkrok. I would like Kalle Jarnkrok too. I think he'd help out the bottom six big time. Mark Giordano would be nice, but I don't know if they'll do that. I don't think Jacob Chikrin's going to happen. I think LA is going really hard after him. Don't know if that's a mistake or not, but we'll see. So we'll see come deadline. And definitely tune into us for the trade deadline show. We will be doing a trade deadline show. So just to go over that. Brody, what's going on, man? Thank you very much, by the way. I appreciate that. The NHL record for best career. I assume that's career. So, I don't think Mark Stahl is going to happen, Mr. Fantastic. I know the name was floated out there, but I don't think that's going to happen. Tomas, I would disagree. I think they do need a top 6 winger, or at the very least a middle 6. I think you could move Capo Caco down and help him kind of assimilate. So, but yeah, it's tough to compare career save percentage there. And you know what? The one thing I will say, Brody, is that Hasek's save percentage is a career .922. And that's with him. 50 viewers, by the way. Thank you very much. 50 viewers right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, and Thomas Costa is your brother. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't see the chats. I was going through the bookmarks. I'm sorry. But, and Ryan, definitely good to have you here. Dan Whitaker, if Philip Forsberg would come cheap, I'd be more, well, not cheap, but reasonable. I would love to get Philip Forsberg, but he's also a left winger. They need a right winger more than anything. So, yeah. And Thomas, welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen you in here, Thomas. I know Honky Lip says he's your brother, but imagine if we get the stay-at-home defenseman. I mean, yeah, I'd be cool with that too. If they're going to sit Jones in the playoffs, please don't do it for Nemeth, because Nemeth isn't good enough to play. Do it for somebody worthwhile. Kurt, thank you, by the way. Appreciate that. So, I appreciate the generosity as always. And everybody leaving the super stickers and the super chats and everything like that. Thank you very much. We appreciate it here at Big Apple Hockey. Keep tuning into us. We're going to give you more and more content as we go here. So, working through some schedule changes with myself, but definitely trying to do more things at different times to continue to give you guys great hockey content, and girls as well. So thank you very much. Sheffra, I don't think Nash sucked in the playoffs. I think that's a myth. He was good creating offense. He just didn't get the goals the times we needed, and that's what sucked. Sheffra, I would love to get Kessel too. Lehkonen would be nice, but I don't want to pay Montreal's price. I think Montreal just wants too much. So Chris T, yeah, I saw Sarah Valley talking about moving Georgiev. He's up in the trade bait boards now. So Chris Johnson was talking about it. You know, we are growing. We are growing, and keep bringing people in here. If you guys and girls, you know, people who want a good hockey podcast, recommend us. We're always looking for new viewers. We're always looking for people to come in and watch us and leave comments and stuff. You know what? The biggest thing for me doing a lot of these is the comment section, because there's a lot of comments that are flying in and out right now. I'm having a lot of trouble keeping up with all you guys. I'm not going to lie. You guys are packed in here tonight. There's a lot of comments coming in, a lot of good discussion, and it's always good to see different comments, views, mind, states of mind, POVs, everything. So definitely love this. Dylan, thank you. Appreciate that as always. So yeah, I mean, we like to be the best place to go for hockey talk. And this is a big reason why is the community that we do have in here. I mean, the chats that we have are awesome. And, you know, this is always going to help. As David points out, everybody's in a good mood right now, you know, after this win, because, you know, screw the Capitals. So, but yeah, I love this community regardless. So Yeah, you know what? I get it, Shefra, but at the same time, if you watch the games, the defensive play was awesome. He was world class on defense, and he was great at 5-on-5. He just wasn't scoring the goals. He was generating chances. I mean, if Derek Stepan could score a goal, that would have helped, right? But nobody gets on Derek Stepan. Why? Because he wasn't paid $7.8 million? Yeah, I just, come on. Let's be objective here. I get it. I get it's the fun thing to crap on Rick Nash, but Rick Nash played well. He just didn't score goals. Music's, yeah, you've been with us since the beginning. I mean, and a lot of the guys and girls in this chat have been with us for a long time. You know, I'm sorry, Shefra, but he was their big offensive key, their play driver in the 2015 postseason too. And Zuccarello was out. So yeah, and Mr. Fantastic, this is a good comment too. A lot of division games left, so these games are going to be important. These are not just 2-point games; they're 4-point games. Yeah, David, I get this that Stepan wasn't traded for, and he wasn't a goal scorer, but you've still got to hold your weight. Derek Stepan wasn't the greatest in the playoffs. And I know a lot of people will forget about things because Derek Stepan scored the goal to eliminate the Capitals in Game 7 in 2015. But Derek Stepan, if you remember, Derek Stepan's giveaway was part of why the Kings came back in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That terrible giveaway up the middle right at the end of the first period that led to Kyle Clifford's terrible goal. So, you know what? Let's dump on some of these other guys. Dan Girardi was terrible in the finals. Terrible. I mean, come on. Brad Richards disappeared in the finals. Why are we not talking about that? You know, why does Rick Nash get the brunt of everything when Rick Nash was actually generating chances 5-on-5 and was good at killing penalties and was setting up chances for his line mates? Why are we not talking about that? Yeah, Ariana, I do get this. I do get this. I agree with that. I agree that Nash could have been a little less perimeter. Yeah, sure. But Rick Nash still generated chances and played good hockey. It's just sometimes when the guys on your line aren't pulling their own weight. And yeah, I get it. Chris Kreider got points, but Chris Kreider got points because Rick Nash was doing work on that line. So, but yeah, I mean, I do agree with you, Mr. Fantastic. The refs were terrible in the finals. I don't think that's why they lost, but didn't help. Yeah, Bill. Oh, God, the Tanner Glass snipe. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Tanner Glass's claim to fame. I backhand sniped Carey Price in Game 1 in 2017. Gene, welcome back, buddy. Yeah, I wanna see Jones and Schneider continue to play together. If the trade can come along at a decent price for a veteran third pairing guy that could step in and play well, then okay, you know what? But I'm not gonna have this team go out and make a trade for the sake of making trades. It's stupid. It's pointless. No need. Let them play together. People don't rip Richards nearly enough, David. They don't. So, and Pete, yeah, you know what? At times he was. You're right, but he played well in that 2014 run. If you're not strictly watching raw stats and looking at raw stats, then you would see that he's played well. I would love Scheifele too, and I don't think he's going to get dealt, but I think there's a possibility that he does. So, yeah, there was a different Nash in the playoffs. Sure, he didn't score as many goals, but he created chances. Your best players have got to create chances, and he did that. So, If it was a team loss, it wasn't one or two guys. We didn't show up for. You know what? You're right, Thomas. We didn't close out games. They did not close out games in that 2014 final. But enough. I don't want to talk anymore about this 2014 final. No more of this crap. I'm just getting PTSD like Kurt. Let's get away from that. Let's talk about a nice win tonight. Can we agree to enjoy that? Can we agree to just enjoy this win? I mean, let's get back to today, like Ariana says here. Get back to today. Let's stop harping on 2014. Let's stop bashing Rick Nash. And let's start talking about today. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the deadline. You want to know who I think we're going to get? I mean, I can answer that question again. I'd rather answer that question 15 million times than talk about 2014 again. But I'm going to go through some of these. Yeah. Thank you, John. Thank you very much, John. It's 8 years. Let's move on. Tomas, great win by the Rangers. Definitely agree with you there. Your brother added me on Twitter, by the way. I thought that was awesome. Tomas, if you have a Twitter, you should follow me on Twitter as well. So, yes, great win. I'm going to get back to some of these other comments, too. Ariana, Panarin, for a while, looks like he's on a line by himself. Strome is having the most productive mess season ever. You know what? You hit this on the head of the nail, Ariana. You really did. Because Strome has good numbers, but he's really not been all that great if you watch him play. His play's been up and down, and it's definitely been erratic lately. So, 50 viewers again. Love seeing that viewer number climb. Definitely love seeing that, especially for a late night. I'm probably going to go for a little bit more. So, love this. I'm going to go with Big Blue shirts here. Laffy has been the most noticeable forward since the break. I would say it's either Mika, Panarin, or Laffy. One of those three. You take your pick. So, Mr. Fantastic, the amount of young defensemen we have is truly incredible. Couldn't agree more with this. The pipeline is gushing with young defensemen. That's not even – you got to remember, we're forgetting about Nils Lundkvist and Matthew Robertson here. Talk about an embarrassment of riches. Get back to the live comments for a second. Because the live comments, I just looked up and I had 8 of them. Holy crap. Yeah, David, I'm getting old too, buddy. I'm 36 now. I was 28 when that finals was going on. I wasn't even 30 yet. I was dreading turning 30. Now I'm dreading turning 40. This is bad. Oh, man. Chris T hoping for 2 to 3 moves. I would like to see Drury send a message. I would. David, Strome is frustrating. I've never seen one guy take so many dumb penalties. That's Ryan Strome for you. That he's been doing that for a long time throughout his entire career. Just dumb, lazy penalties at times. DP, Laffy made a difference presence tonight in a big game against a tough divisional opponent. Couldn't agree more with that. Dylan, Reeves made a huge impact tonight with his presence. Couldn't agree more with that. Gene, that was one of my bullet points with Laffy as his best game as a Ranger. Laffy played best game of his career. Absolutely did. DP, I said this as well. Jones played well. John Lee, bringing up a good point here. Sharks fading, make a run at Hurdle. Possibility. I mean, we know that they were linked to them previously. Saravalli said the Rangers would be one of the teams that would be in. So, it is possible. Mike, the almost ugly Nemeth was supposed to start, but was scratched because he was having a baby. Well, I mean, good for Patrick Nemeth having a kid. Congrats to him. And, the Rangers win without him in the lineup. So, hopefully hopefully Jones stays in the lineup. We'll just say that. David, I hope Hunter Skinner makes it. What a great name. It sounds like a wrestler. I think of Skinner from WWE, who was Steve Kern, formerly of the Fabulous Ones, if any of you 80s wrestling fans are out there. So, Fabulous Ones, Stan Lane, who ended up in the Midnight Express with Bobby Eaton after Dennis Condrey left, and Steve Kern, who ended up being Skinner in WWE. So, Gene, yeah, Revo made that play there, getting Ovi off the puck. So, Hockey Lips, my partner, the garbage truck got caught up for me listening to the games. Now he has a few grand on the Rangers at 22-1 odds. So, yeah. Oh, geez, Hockey Lips. I hope to God he could afford to waste a few grand there. I don't see them winning the cup, but you never know. Hoping for the best there, Hockey Lips. Tomas, just a thought, could be a galaxy brain, but could Strome be getting frustrated due to lack of a con? Yeah, no. You know what, Tomas? This is not a galaxy brain question. This is not a galaxy brain comment or question or thought at all. And it's more than possible that he could be, distracted by not having a contract for next season. The guy wants to stay here. Him and Panarin are like this. He's loved in the locker room. He loves New York. He found a place where he could finally grow. And you know what? The Rangers are probably looking at, hey, we want an upgrade over this guy. So that can absolutely weigh on his mind. So, yeah, of course, Hockey Lips, we want them to make roofs. Sheffer hurdles cost, yeah, going to be big. Gene, you know what? I said this too, Gene. I would not be surprised if they deal some assets that people might not want them to deal to get Mark Scheifele. I think Mark Scheifele, it wouldn't shock me. I would be a little shocked, but I wouldn't be completely floored if the Rangers ended up with Mark Scheifele. Like that's one of those names where I don't think it's going to happen, but if it happened, you know what? I'm not going to lie. Like it makes a lot of sense. It really does. Because their window to win is within the next few years. And Scheifele fits into that window with a very affordable contract. Because I'd rather have Scheifele at his cap hit than Strome at $5.75 or $6 million. So I'll tell you that. John, fabulous ones. See, I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you were here for that, John, because nobody else is going to get the fabulous ones reference. So, will they ever retire Hextall's number? Good question. I would love to get Leah Hextall on and ask if she thinks the Rangers will ever retire her grandfather's number. Ariana, I want Scheifele. I want him ASAP. I don't think the Jets are ready to make the move yet. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ariana. And I'll be shocked if Scheifele's moved by the deadline. Yeah, just because they're close. All right, so let's pull up some standings here. NHL.com. We're going to go to standings. Wild card here. So the Winnipeg Jets are at 53 points with 51 games played. The last wild card spot is held by Edmonton with 59 points. They played 51 games. Dallas has only played 50 games and has 58 points. So Winnipeg would have to leapfrog Vancouver, Dallas, Anaheim, and Edmonton to get into that spot. The way that Winnipeg's played as of late, I don't know if they can do that. I don't. And I mean, with a former Vezina winner in net, you would figure they'd be able to, but their defense just isn't nearly as good. And the offense isn't as dominant there as it was with Patrick Laine previously. So, Shefra, Kravtsov, Nils, plus for Scheifele or Hurdle. Is that enough? You're probably going to have to add more for Scheifele. For Hurdle, I think that might be a little bit of an overpayment depending on what's going the other way. So, Jack, the thing working against Strome right now is that there are clear upgrades over him out there. It's a matter of money and how much it also pisses off Brad. Yeah, and we've talked about that before, me and you. And I've specifically said in the past several times, going back to the Jack Eichel saga, if you're going to go make an upgrade over Ryan Strome, it's got to be a significant one. Because if you're going to move Ryan Strome for the sake of moving Ryan Strome and have a slight upgrade over him, you're going to risk pissing off your team's best player and upsetting not only chemistry on that line, but in the locker room as well. So, Tomas, I know you like Patrick Laine, and I will answer your question. Patrick Laine is on fire right now. He's playing for a new contract. I don't know if he stays in Columbus, but he could punch his ticket to anywhere if he continues to play like this and has another 30-goal season. So, yeah, I know I got to start putting the stats on the screen, but going back and forth between all your comments, I'm just trying to keep up on that, boys. Give me some slack here. Yeah, Scheifele is a better defensive 2 center. I think Strome is a good number 2 center. I think Scheifele is a number 1, but Scheifele is better defensively. So, Thomas, Costa for Kravs, Hedel, and picks for Mark Scheifele. Maybe that could be the groundwork of a deal. Maybe. Jack, do I call Hertl a significant upgrade or a minor upgrade? I call Hertl a significant one. But I just don't know if they give him the money that they're going to want. Yeah, Sheffer. I think that's what ends up happening, Sheffer. I think Strome takes a team-friendly deal. I think maybe about $5.5 million. I think, and he stays because I don't think he's had a massive uptick in numbers to justify the big raise that he's looking for. So, and yeah, exactly, Dave. Strome being dealt has to make sense for the team and the locker room. So, Mike, as the channel grows, we will get a producer in here to do these types of things. So, that will happen. It will, and I might have someone in mind for that right now, but we will. Yeah. Big Blue, I'm going to go back to some of these comments, by the way. Big Blue, if you're still in here, Schneider has been the second or third best defenseman on the team. I'd say he's been the second best defenseman. I think he's been a second best defenseman since he's been called up. I think he's looked better than Lindgren, who's been wonky. Fox has been wonky at times lately. And Miller and Trouba have been very up and down. Nemeth, dumpster fire. Hayek, dumpster fire. Jones, good, but Schneider has been a revelation. So, yeah, and you're right about this, Mike. It's a lot of work doing chats, and that's a big part of it. I'm trying to do everything here. I'm also learning things doing this. I'm still relatively new to doing this, so thankfully StreamYard makes it somewhat easy, but I mean there are still other things that I could probably learn to make this process a lot easier as well. So, learning experience, on the fly learning, Yeah, David, you're right. Scheifele has term, so it's going to take a lot to get him. So it might take a lot, I don't know exactly what the cost is going to be. I'm not even sure if he's moved, but I think that he kind of fits into what they would want and fits into the window as well. Tomas, yeah, I'm with you here. Strome's play lately has been a little erratic. And I'm not even just saying that since the Detroit game and missing the open net, but she's been very up and down lately. And just Panarin's been good Panarin has actually been great despite Strome's play. So it's really one guy that's really motoring that line right now. John Lee, is Ricard Raquel an option? You know what? I hear that he might be available, but I don't think Anaheim would deal him. I don't. That's just me, though. I could be wrong. Ooh, sorry. Jack, I know Strome hasn't had the best stretch, but I know how less are we grilling him now if he doesn't take those 2 penalties tonight. Yeah, sure. Maybe we're grilling him less, but I don't think it would really change the fact that he hasn't been effective as he was earlier on in the year. Yeah, you ask yourself, really, honestly, ask yourself. Do you think that Ryan Strome has been good lately as he was earlier on in the year? I don't think there's a Ranger fan that can honestly say yes to that question. So, Chris T. Scheifele will require around, if not more than Eichel, to be honest. Return-wise, yeah, I don't know about that just because Eichel had term and is younger, and he's actually in a higher class than Scheifele in terms of player. But Yeah, nah. Tenorti, yeah, how about no for Tenorti Tomas? Schneider play to get the puck off the stick and out of the O-zone is very impressive. Gene, I totally agree. That's three things about Schneider have impressed me: his poise, his skating, and his ability to move the puck. I did not think that Schneider could play like this. I thought Schneider would be a little slower. I thought that he would be good defensively, not as good offensively, but he can get into the play when he wants to. When they really take the reins off of him and just let him go, I can't wait to see what happens with him then, because it looks like he's being held back a little bit. Hypothetically speaking, if we had to trade Miller or Schneider for some big piece, who would I rather trade? Keandre Miller. I'm not even going to think twice about that. I think Braden Schneider is going to be a cornerstone defenseman for this franchise, Mr. Fantastic. I said it from his first game. I think he's going to be a cornerstone defenseman. He's going to be one of the three most important defensemen on this team for the next 10 plus years. That's how much I think of Braden Schneider. And Shefra here explains why. Poise, IQ, toughness, some offense, and then, as I've added before, much better skating than I could have ever anticipated. So, yeah, and Schneider has 4 assists. Schneider's putting up points. They're just going relatively unnoticed because everybody's so busy caught up in the fact that he's a rookie and playing well. So, yeah, Ariana's right about this. The prices that some fans ask for these players are never the prices that people end up paying. And look back at Joe Thornton. In December of 2005, he was dealt to San Jose for Marco Sturm, Brad Stewart, and Wayne Primo. Would you have thought that Joe Thornton, like peak Joe Thornton back then, 25-year-old Joe Thornton, was going to be dealt for that? Hell no. And if you would have said that, you're a liar. So, Nils, Kravtsov, and Hedel for Scheifele. Does that get it done? Sheffer? No, I don't think so. I think there might be a first-round pick and then another prospect involved on top of that. Don't know if it's a big-level prospect, but yeah. Is Schneider playing well? This is actually a great question, Dave. I actually love this question, and thank you for asking it. Is Schneider playing well a testament to his development in the OHL or the AHL? I'm going to say it's a testament to the player himself. And I'm going to give a lot of credit. I'm going to take my hat off right now and tip it to Chris Morehouse on this one. Chris Morehouse wanted Braden Schneider, and he convinced John Davidson that Braden Schneider was the guy. And Peter Jeter, right on top of things here, buddy, because we've all seen the video of when Gorton finishes that trade call with the NHL to Calgary to move up to 19 to get Braden Schneider. I will tell you right now that Braden Schneider was the guy that they were all over, and that's Chris Morehouse's work. So, Chris Morehouse, chef's kiss. Because, yeah, and New Jersey probably did want him. They probably did, and can you blame them? Can you blame them? Yes, I wanted a center. Yes, I wanted Hendricks Lapierre because they needed a center. Just like I wanted a center last year, and they took Brennan Othman, and now Brennan Othman is shoving it down my throat. He is literally shoving Crow down my throat as we speak. He's number 2 in the OHL in goals. So, what the hell do I know, apparently? Go watch that video of when we selected Brennan Othman when I was doing the live stream again. And you could just casually rub it in my face and be like, ha, 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 you were wrong. Yeah, because I was wrong. And I'll sit here and I'll take my licks. But Chris Morehouse nailed it on Braden Schneider. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And I'm going to give the credit. I'll give credit to Hartford for it. Okay. So they deserve some. They had something to do with it. I'll also give credit to the Brandon Weekings. But I gotta give credit, more credit than anything, to Braden Schneider. He went and improved his foot speed. He improved his offensive game. He improved his puck handling. Because when I watched clips of Schneider and I watched scouting reports, I've watched scouting videos. I've watched scouting videos, reports, game footage up and down on Braden Schneider after he was drafted. And one of the big things that I noticed about Braden Schneider was a hesitancy to make moves with the puck. I'm also going to bring up another name, and I'm not trying to make a comparison, but the same thing kind of happened here as well. Moritz Seider. Yeah, I know. That guy that could probably end up winning the Calder. That guy. Yeah. Moritz Seider in the DEL was a wonderkind, but he was afraid to make moves with the puck at times. Some of these young guys, like, they have confidence issues because they're reined in. Whatever Braden Schneider did to get rid of his woes with the puck has done wonders. And part of that is his skating. His skating has improved. I mean, he's always had that man-child upper body strength where if you watched his clips from juniors and at the World Juniors and in Brandon, so Pete, yes, they took Dawson Mercer with that pick. So, yeah, they're doing okay with that one. But Braden Schneider always had that strength. And I thought that was going to be one of the things that wouldn't have surprised me. The ability, like when he put Timo Meier on his back in his very first game, he absolutely knocked Timo Meier right on his ass in one of his first shifts. That didn't surprise me at all. But the speed has just... And I've watched him play in Hartford. I've watched him play this year in Hartford. I've watched him play at the World Juniors. Watched him play in other competition since they've drafted him. He's definitely improved his speed, and his speed even improved during this year because it stood out in a way that I didn't see it stand out in the other levels. So Braden Schneider has definitely, he's definitely the guy for me. I got to go back up and go through, because I took a lot of time on Dave's question there. Oh, man, what would I give Capo Caco's grade for half the season since he's been hurt? I would probably give Capo Caco a C. I think he's still a good defensive player. I still think he's shown flashes of offense, but I want more from Caco. I want more. Mike, Twitterverse and YouTube commentators made the most absurd trade rumors. Yeah, that's always going to happen. So, Eichel went for not nearly as much as everybody thought. Yeah. And Lou, yes, Schneider did play great in Hartford. Wolfpack are doing well. Yeah, they are doing well. Knobloch's doing a pretty good job down there. They revamped their coaching staff within the last 2 years. So big changes have been made down there. And that's been a big part of it. So Tomas, Kravi, Hedel, Robertson, Gruby, and a first for Scheifele. I don't think that gets it done. I think there's a lot of quantity there, really. So Tom Costa, let's see what you're saying here. I noticed the name change. With what Capo does and doesn't, we could replace him on another right. You know what? I just don't think that's a good idea, Tom. I don't think it's a good idea to give up on him. Scheifele's only got 2 years left of term. I understand they're going to want to win. If it happens, I mean, I'm not going to be happy, but I'm going to understand why they made it. It's just it better not backfire on them if they do that, because if they trade Caco in a deal for Mark Scheifele and Caco turns into an upper level echelon player, that's going to look bad if they don't win. Tell you that right now. Mike, yeah, that was the old unhealthy Philkin, not the new improved one. Yeah, thank you. And Ariana, yeah, We were all pissed about the Buchnevich trade, and that did not help. But I did want a center. I'm totally honest there. I'm going to take my licks. I wanted a center. I wanted Fedor Svechkov. This guy I wanted. Shefra, Schneid's is captain material. Yes, he is. He was captain of Brandon. So, yes. Gene Schneider's read the play very well offensively to pinch in like he did. Yeah, he has. He has. So, let's see here. I'm going through some of these others. I'm going to skip over some of them, try to just to get back to normal here. Yeah, and then the Devils took Shakir Mukmadolin, which I still think is a bit of a reach. I think there's a talented player there, but I still think they reached for Mukmadolin, Shefra. So, Sheffer, I do like Kessel in the cheap. I do like that a lot. If Kessel takes a 4th round pick to get him, why the hell not? Richard, what's going on, man? What are the years of chances of Krasov? I think the chances of Krasov playing for the team are better than people would think. I think he could absolutely help this team out this year. I don't think there's any reason why, if the KHL season ends early and there's time left in his regular season, you can't just bring him over and let him play with the team. Don't send him to Hartford. Bring him up. This team needs offense. They need help at 5-on-5. So, Tom, that's the problem. Kako couldn't go to Hartford. Actually, no, that really only applies to CHL, guys. Sorry. So, hey, Mackenzie. These are two things I said before. Best defensive game I've seen all year from this team, and Igor just being Igor. So, yeah. Ariana, I want Kravtsov to play for the Rangers this year. His trade value isn't good right now. Putting him in the lineup towards the end of the season wouldn't hurt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's best for both sides, Ariana, that Kravtsov plays with the main club and gets some minutes. Not just playing in the 4th line. Put him in the top 9. See if he could gel on one of the top. See if he could gel on the 2nd or 3rd line. You're going to tell me that Dryden Hunt's a better option than Vitaly Kravtsov, especially when your offense is struggling at 5-on-5? I really don't think I don't see how you can sit here and tell me that Dryden Hunt's a better option there. So, Mike, 4th rounder and Nemeth for Kessel. I would do that in a heartbeat. I just wonder how much Arizona will retain on Kessel. And Nemeth, I would love to get rid of him. So, yeah. John Lee, chances Georgiev gets traded at the deadline. I mean, Chris Johnson was just talking about it before on Insider Trading on TSN. So, I mean, maybe he's hearing something. I mean, he brings up good points. Why would the Rangers wait and not get anything for him or get lesser for him because he's an RFA? He's not under contract, but he still is under team control. So, playing Kravi top line won't work for playoffs. Loop, that's why I said 2nd or 3rd. You're not going to play him on the top line right now. And I wouldn't touch that top line right now with them playing as well as they are. No way. I'm not moving Lafreniere off that. And I think that would piss off Lafreniere, and I think it would hurt his play if you moved Lafreniere off the top line right now. No. Gallant is pushing the right button right now. Let Gallant continue to press this button until the button breaks. So, hopefully Lafreniere keeps giving them the efforts that he gave them tonight. Dan Cicchetti, yeah, with you here on this one. Kravtsov as a 3rd line right winger? Absolutely. And Richard, I'm with you on this one. Greco and Kravtsov instead of Hunt and McKegg makes them a better team. Couldn't agree more. Greco, to me, is a better version of McKegg. Better version. So, Gene, so you're seeing Georgiev plus another player to Arizona for Lawson Krause. You know what? I would not be opposed to that either. If you could get Lawson Krause for Georgiev, sign me up. Sign me up. All right, going to try to go through more of the bookmark comments. Greg Holmes, I don't know if you're still in here, but you left this one a while ago. The way that Lafreniere has played since he's been moved back up to the first line should solidify his spot in the top 6 forever. Maybe not forever, but at least definitely for now. I do agree with you, though. The hustle is there. He's buzzing in all of his shifts. He deserves the chance to stay there. There's definitely no doubt about that. So I'm with you there, Greg. Big blue shirts. I like this comment a lot, actually. There's no reason why our third line shouldn't be Gauthier, Barron, and Hedl. If all those guys continue to play like the way they played tonight, I'm definitely on board with this Big Blue. So I'm going to go through some live comments again. Shefra asks, Krav, Nils, a second and a fourth for Kessel and Chychrun? No, it's going to take more than that. Chychrun, they wanted two top prospects in a first rounder alone. So it's going to take more. It's going to take more if you want Kessel too. Brody, Gallant is pressing the go buttons for Laffy. Can't wait until he presses the go away button for Nemeth. I'm with you there, Brody. With you there, buddy. Gene, Kraus, Goudreau, Hedl as the third line unless Hedl is moved. I wonder what Hedel's future is as a Ranger. Gene, I don't see Hedl here after this season. I don't. I doubt he gets moved at the deadline unless they could find an upgrade over him. But yeah, I don't. I don't see him getting moved right now. Definitely off season though. Oh, sorry. All right, so Dan says, if we trade Georgiev, who is the backup when Igor gets? It would be Kincaid. I don't really trust Kincaid as a backup, but I don't think they're going to go out and go get a backup at the deadline if they move Georgiev. I think they're just going to go in-house with Kincaid. The hope would have been that Tyler Wall would have been ready to step in, but that's not the case as of yet. All right, and Sean, welcome back, Sean. You missed a lot of this game because you have this group project. Yeah. Ugh. 59 minutes of shutout hockey, and then Ovechkin gets a cheap stat patter. Ugh. Yeah, Richard, Gauthier has those fancy-looking rushes and can't finish. That's the story of Julien Gauthier's career in the NHL so far. So, Gene saying if we actually get Järnkrok from Seattle, Kraus, Järnkrok, and Gauthier, and keep Goudreau on the fourth line with Rooney and Revo, yeah, sign me up for that fourth line. Yeah, Sheffer Blade would definitely help in our bottom 6 right now. Couldn't agree with you more on this. Our man, Laffy was a physical player in junior. And yes, he has thrown hits, Laffy. But yeah. And Wall has gotten 0 playing time, yeah. Gene, if we move Georgiev, then the Rangers can call the Red Wings for Grice. Grice is going to cost a bit. So, Mark, thank you very much. And yes, please like, share, and subscribe, as always. Mr. Syntastic Caco's on IR. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I haven't exactly heard a lot about it. Hopefully he's back sooner than later. So, got one more comment here from Ariana in the bookmarks, and then I'm probably going to go for like another 5 minutes, probably go to 11:10. This game showed the team potential. If they fix their 5-on-5 play, they need to fix the top line. Ariana, another good comment. Ariana, you're always in here, so with these good ones. So, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying the final buzzer. I love doing this, and I mean, even though I'm yawning here and there, it's just a matter of me running on a little lack of sleep with this new job, so being up early. But yes, love doing these. Love the fact that we have over 40 people in here right now. This is awesome. And Sean, welcome back, buddy. Better late than never. I'm probably going to go for about another 5 minutes, I would say, just so you guys can get some more questions in. So, Julian, yeah, damn you, Ovi is right. I wanted that shutout for Igor too. So, Thoughts against Pitt on Saturday? Pitt has lost 3 in a row, but let's pounce on them. They can beat Pittsburgh. They just got to play smart. They got to play smart, got to play hard, can't start slow. They play like they played tonight, they can absolutely beat Pittsburgh. So, and Shepard, thank you very much. Anthony does a real good job too. I know you guys aren't Islander fans, but Anthony does a good job with our Islanders content as well. So, definitely love it. Our man Lone Ranger, a little bit of a trademark thing there, but I like Final Buzzer. I think it's more hockey related. And it leaves an opening to add somebody if I ever wanted to add somebody to these, So, biggest impact player tonight other than Igor? Sean, that's a good question. I'm going to go with Alexi Lafreniere. I think he had the best game. Mika Zibanejad was really good, but I thought Lafreniere was all over the place. So I'm going to say Laf. Kurt, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Going through some other things here. Chris, that was the thing. We always knew Igor was going to be special, but and then some people started questioning that contract he got in the offseason. Where are they now? And you're right, Chris. This is absurd. Igor is absurd levels. John, yes. Yeah, we're not doing that for the Islanders. Yes. We're doing that for Brian Danielson. Just remember, the Islanders got the yes chance from Brian Danielson when he was Daniel Bryan in WWE. So any Islander fans that want to say that that's their chant, no, it's not. It was never your chant. They were doing it for years before you. So stop. Richard, Trouba and Miller left Ovi all alone. They got sloppy at the end and they cost Igor. So, Dave, normally I'd agree with you, but Tristan Jarry's been really good this year. Hasn't been the weak link. Mr. Syntastic, I don't know. You know what? And it is because, you know what? You're right. I called Quinn out for it, the slow starts, and they're continuing them, but they didn't start slow tonight. I'll tell you that. Sean, I do agree with you. If they make the right moves, they can be a real tough out in the first round. So I totally agree with this comment here. Mackenzie, Sean, I would say Lindgren on the back end. He doesn't get enough credit. Fox is so much better than Lindgren too. I think Lindgren's defense has been a little wonky lately. He also let a player get behind him for a breakaway tonight, Lindgren, which is really uncharacteristic for him. So Sheffer, when Laff scores and make plays, the vets seem to feed off that. I think a lot of players feed off of each other. I think it goes both ways. So it's a good point though, Sheffer. Ariana, I was just upset. It was only a 4-year deal for Igor. Yeah, I know. It's like they wanted to just like stick their foot into the pool and not jump all the way in. So Mr. Syntastic says he followed Igor in the KHL, knew it'd be great because he dominated there. Yeah, that's good, but Mikko Koskinen also put up great numbers in the KHL. Listen, I'm not saying he's Mikko Koskinen, but sometimes you got to be careful with KHL teams because there are a few teams, including Igor's SKA, St. Petersburg, that were stacked. So, stacked teams in the KHL. You got to be careful with those. But Igor dominated in Hartford when he came over, and then dominated in the NHL when he came up. So, yeah. Ariana, the Islanders, yes, chance would be cooler if they actually made it up. Yes. Oh God, here we go. Sean Statler manifesting another trade. JT Miller coming back to New York, to the New York Rangers is going to be like Cody Rhodes going back to WWE. Oh my God, please no. So, only team I really don't want to see in the first round is Carolina, Mr. Syntastic says. You know what? I don't blame you. Tony DeAngelo is going to be out for a month, so let's see what happens with Carolina. Let's see if we can take the division back. That'd be nice. So, And Gene says that he was texting Mark that tonight's game was highlighted on schedule in the locker room. They wanted to make a statement. Yeah, they definitely did. They definitely did. And they went out there and they made a statement and they dominated that Capitals team. Ever since Fox went out, Lindgren's looked a little off balance. Yeah, Tomas, I would agree. Oh, Mr. Fantastic, we don't speak about the Stardust bit. We don't. No, we don't. So, and then David Wood, Cody Rhodes going back to WWE would be worse. Tomas, I don't agree with that. Maybe a bit defensively, but he's always solid. Wilson had 0 hits tonight, Gene brings up. 0. Goose egg. That just goes to show you that the Rangers made it such a suffocating game for the Capitals that it just sucked the life out of them. God, I love beating the Capitals. I love beating the Islanders. But I also love beating the Capitals. And I'll love it even more if we beat Pittsburgh on Saturday. I'll tell you that. Tomas, good for Finland. I know you and your brother are probably very happy. I didn't really watch much of the men's Olympics. I watched a few of the women's games, but yeah. Reeves got more points than Wilson tonight. Brody, that's actually a great stat. I actually have a lot of respect for TJ Oshie, but I wouldn't mind seeing him get knocked on his ass. You know, honky lips. I'm tired of the pot fan sucks chant too. It just gets annoying. Stop doing it 15 million times a game. So, David, I love heels. Watch heels. It's great. Stardust versus Stephen Amell. Yes, they're good friends, so you'll probably see Stephen Amell make another WWE appearance again too. So, yeah, it was Pizzetta, Chris T. Pizzetta. So, and yeah, Gene Barron did play well tonight. Definitely did. But I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to catch up with your comments there. I've definitely got to get up for work early tomorrow, so I wanted to get this done. But almost an hour and a half of this, and about an hour of Q&A time. Oh yeah, Reeves fought Curtis McDermott too. You're right, Mackenzie. Good call there. But Sheffra, Drury, I don't think he makes an all-in move. I think he makes a moderate move. I think he makes an all-in move if it makes sense. If that makes any sense. If you guys get what I'm saying. So, and Sean manifesting JT Miller now making a Cody Rhodes reference is ridiculous. So now I'm going to think of JT Miller every time I see Cody Rhodes now. Great. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in again. I appreciate it. We appreciate it here at the channel. Love doing these. Thank you all for coming on. We're going to be coming out with more content. I will do more as well. And I'm trying to and Fish Sticks losing 2-1. Hey, that's never a bad thing either. So but thank you very much. And as Mike says, like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate that. But yeah, going to keep trying to do more of these. And thank you all for the kind words. Everybody that left super stickers and super comments and everything like that. Thank you very much as well. We appreciate that. You guys keep tuning in. I'll keep doing these. So thank you very much. And I will gladly take that. Voice of the voiceless, CM Filk. It's funny enough because my Snapchat name is actually CM Lundquist. I made that back in I think 2011 or 12 or something like that. So yeah, but thank you all for joining. I appreciate that. And Michael, you're just catching me as I get off here. I'm sorry, man. But thank you all for joining. You guys all have a great night, and maybe Saturday night I'll get to do a stream. Just remember, check the Facebook group out for when I do for updates as to when I'm going to do these. Okay, I did one earlier tonight. I actually updated it, but I'll try to schedule them ahead of time as well. So thank you all. You all have a great night. Thank you very much, and let's go Rangers.